Hello there and welcome. In this video I'm going to show you how you can implement a search bar in your Django application. So imagine we have a website which is basically allowing us to store products with the amount and the description and the name, and you want to provide a search bar to search for a specific product. And yeah, this is what this video is all about. So Django admin start project search up YouTube search up, and what we would like to do is to start an application, and let's call this search. Now the following thing needs to happen. Here in our YouTube search up, under settings, what we would like to do is to add the installed app search.apps.search config, and we want to add the templates, the base there, and the templates. Alright, so search apps search config, great. And yeah, I think that's all for the settings. And inside the URLs we need the include, and here we would like to include another path and include the search.urls. Great. So what we need here is a new folder called templates, and inside the templates folder we need a search folder. Inside the search folder we will have the index.html, and basically inside the index.html this is what we would like to define. So basically here we have the search form, and the search form will use a query string to specify the value we are looking for. And if we return anything from the query, then we will list them by name, amount, and the description. Alright, so let's create two files, or rather one. The first one is going to be the URLs. Here from the Django.urls we need to import path, and from that we import views. And our URL pattern is going to be pretty simple. We will have a single path, and this will be provided by the views.search, and the name is going to be search. Alright, inside the views we need to specify a little bit more complicated things. So from that models we need to import goods, and inside the models we would like to define the following. We will have the UUID, and the UUID4 will provide the unique ID for the goods, and this is going to be the goods, and we use the models.model, and we are going to have an ID, and this ID will be a UUID field, and it will be unique, primary key, and editable. We will have an amount, which is going to be an integer field with the default as 0, and the null is true and the blank is true. We will have a name field, and this will be a car field with a max length of 100, and we will have a description. This is going to be a text field which can be left unspecified, and we will have a created, which is going to be a datetime field. And in order to have a nicer view in the admin interface, we will return return the f string with the self.name and the self.amount pieces. Alright, I think that's it. And inside our views, this is what we have to specify. We need to import from the DB models the queue object, and we have to define our search. So the search is going to look like as follows. Basically, we say that if the search query has a value, then we should start searching. Otherwise, we just return every good that we have. But how do we look for something? We can use the distinct function on the goods objects, and we can use also the filter function. So filter function takes either filter arguments or this queue object with arguments. And we say here that we want to return everything where the name contains, in a case insensitive format, the search query. And we would concatenate it with an OR logical expression. So we either look for item in a name or in a description. And this is how you reference the properties of the object, basically the property and double underscore, then the type of search that you would like to perform. And in both cases, we return the results. Alright, this should work. So basically what I'm going to do is to use the manage.py to migrate, and URL patterns. What's the problem? We have the URLs and it was not plural. Alright, and then we will use the manage.py to create super user, which is going to be the usual, and the password is going to be the usual as well. And we use the Python manage.py to make migrations. And now we should be able to use the run server. And if everything goes well, here is our landing page. So it says that there are no goods, so let's fix it. I didn't want to make it a long video, so we will use the web interface to add goods, and it will work once we use the admin.site.register and goods. And these goods come from the models. So let's save it. And if we go back and refresh it, we have the goods. Now we have the option to add some. So we want 10 bananas, and it's a southern fruit, and add the new one. Oh, I know what's the problem. We have the migrate. Okay, let's go back. And now we have the bananas, and as you can see, the underscore stir function is working. We should add 20 pineapples, and it's also a southern fruit. And we add the apple with 40. It's apple, and it's just a fruit, and save it. So now we have 3 goods. Let's go ahead and refresh it, and as you can see, we have the bananas, the pineapple, and the apple. And if we want, we can search for apple. And as you can see, it returns the pineapple and the apple. This is because the search is case insensitive and it finds in the name attribute what we are looking for. And let's see which are the southern fruits. So technically that's it, and this is how you can implement your search bar in your Django application, at least in this case. See you in the next one.